but sometimes you fear that it's never going to be good enough.
And you see the sort of Love Island bodies. How does it feel as a young woman?
There is a lot of pressure to people please, to do the right thing. Having those conversations sometimes makes me feel a little less.
So Laura, one of the things that I'm genuinely interested in for you as a young woman, what keeps you up at night? What's the stuff that you lay awake there thinking about?
I think when I'm lying in bed at night and I can't get to sleep, one of the main things that I'm focusing on is meeting others' expectations, not just those that I actually work with, but my family as well. I mean, starting back in 2021, or having the idea actually from 2019, sort of it gives you that gives you that pressure to make sure that you're sort of meeting standards and you're doing well, you're succeeding. I think the fear of failing is a massive thing.
I was going to say, is that expectation one that you'll let people down or let yourself down? Is that part of the fear?
I think, yeah, definitely fear of failure, but also just people have an idea of what they want from you. And you think you're doing the best that you can, but sometimes you fear that it's never going to be good enough. And
where's that come from? Is that something you've always had?
I actually do think it is. I think it's always been there. I put a lot of pressure on myself to be the best that I can be. But I'm a people pleaser as well, so it's always wondering what other people are thinking and whether I am meeting their expectations and I'm doing good enough for them.
Do you think that's quite common? Would you say your friends are like that too, people you know, or do people keep that to themselves?
I think a lot of women, young women, my friends are like that, a lot of them. There is a lot of pressure on women, on young women to people please, to do the right thing. And that constant worry of doing that is there. But it's also something that I'm working on, trying to be more relaxed with and not put that pressure on myself. I think it's really important that we sort of stand up and actually take a moment to think, do you know what, I am doing okay. I am doing the best that I can do.
And that's, you kind of refer to it a bit, but that's the pressure you put yourself under. What about the pressure the world puts you under? So again, especially as a young woman coming into the world and all the pressure, you know, do you feel a certain pressure that the world, society expects you to be a certain way?
Yes, I think more so since setting up the business, because I feel that you have this feeling of like say being good enough, but being a young businesswoman, it's, for me, I think if you're good enough, you're old enough. It doesn't matter sort of what age you are. But being a young businesswoman, I feel that when I'm out in society, sometimes from people I can get the impression that they think I'm too young to be doing what I'm doing, and that impacts me mentally.
That has an impact on you?
Yes.
So how does that make you feel?
I feel it used to make me scared, and it used to make me feel that, can I do this, and question myself. But now I feel that I can do this. The awards and things like that have proved that, and the impact that we're having on the families and the children and young people that we're working with shows that. And I'm very passionate, and I think if you have that and you keep working and you've got those responses, you've got those awards, you know, I've got this. How do you
draw that line where you're obviously inspired by people that you work with? And how you inspire yourself. So how often do you have to give yourself a kick up the bum? How often do you have to say, come on, I've got to do this even if I'm not feeling like it?
Most of the time, actually. I think what drives me is inspiring others. Being able to have that positive impact on people's lives is something that hold very close to my heart, and I really truly believe motivates me to keep going all of the time. I know that it's a rewarding career. I know that what I'm doing is my passion. I just love sport, physical activity, helping people. So combining all of that into what I do on a daily basis in my job, it is something that keeps me going. But I think there's a lot of times where, as a young businesswoman, I will reach the point, and there are those days still where you do question yourself, and I think there is in any business man or woman owner, but you have to pick up yourself. You have to say, right, this needs doing, whether it's boring, whether you can be bothered, you have to do it. Your dream was to run this business, to do this well and to succeed. Keep going. It's just that reminder.
And I'm interested that some people might watch this and go, well, it's okay for her to say that. You know, she does it. And I just find that sort of thing really hard. Do you find that easy to do, or is there times when you have to really dig deep?
You have to dig deep. It's determination, isn't it? I think you need to just give yourself that kick and get going. It's so hard to sometimes when you're feeling low or you're questioning yourself, you find it so hard to get that boost to just do it. But I tell you what, actually, I zoomed out the other day and wrote down 5 things that I was worried about there and then. 5 things from 5 minutes ago, 5 things from 5 days ago, and 5 things from 5 years ago.
Wow.
And looking to see what back then, what I'm worried about now, and from 5 years ago, 5 months ago, that doesn't stand now. I'm not worried about those things now. So I think I use zooming out as one of my methods of digging through and moving past that block.
That's kind of a really good exercise to do, isn't it? Yeah, it doesn't take long to do.
No, it doesn't take long to do because you know yourself what you're worried about. So if I zoom out, I know that I will feel that little bit better. And it gives me that motivation to then keep going, knowing that those worries are not going to last forever. And that if you can minimise them and realise what's happening now and how you're going to deal with it, it gives you that boost to then keep going.
Wow. I've got a young daughter and I'm working with you, and one of the things I'm really conscious of, especially as someone on social media, is the real pressures on young women to look a certain way and to be a certain way. So you only have to spend a little bit of time on TikTok or Instagram, and you see the sort of Love Island bodies, and that's almost feels like that's the norm. How does it feel as a young woman seeing that and the pressures you're under to look a certain way and to conform a certain way to being like that?
Yeah, I think there's such a massive thing about women looking a certain way, or even young girls now. I know there's year 7s and 6s wearing makeup now, and I don't think that's necessarily right. I was playing on the green with my BMX when I was in year 6, not caring about the way that I looked. But social media has become way too accessible for younger people now. And I think that is it can be great, but it can also be a problem for young women or anybody. But I think seeing being able to have access to photoshopping and seeing other women and watching Love Island and all of these photos or programs that have women looking a certain way makes you feel that you should be like that too. And I think everyone is beautiful in their own way anyway. Body, looks, personality. It's you need to find a way to love yourself. And that is really important.
Have you ever do you ever feel in conversations when it comes to business or that people are judging you on how you look?
Yeah, I do. There's some days where so obviously I do sport as a job, right? Every single day, so I'm always in sporty clothes. But there's there's times where I want to just be in my own comfy sporty clothes and I've got an event or I'm going to speak, and I feel that actually you can't necessarily be that relaxed. You need to dress up.
Why can't you be that relaxed?
That's a good question. I think it's in my head that I need to look the smartest I can possibly look. I need to present myself in a very formal, nice looking way. But then at the same time...
Because you'll be judged not being on your game if you're not, or not being a good person, or...
Not being a good person, I think, and those that know me and those that meet me and get to know me realise the type of person that I am. But I think knowing that I'm in business, going to a business networking meeting, or don't get me wrong, I do like dressing up but and looking smart, but it's that even when I look or dress up that way, do I look good enough to go out to this event? And I think that's always a worry, but that's definitely a thing that I need to work on. That's something that I need to do.
It's a question I often ask people, especially because you're a people person. We're people, we like working with people. What behaviours in others gives you the ick? What makes you think, oh, I can't bear that? Perhaps especially in guys, what really makes you go, oh, I can't bear that?
That's a really hard question to answer. I think that sometimes when I go to events, personally or business, and we get talking about what we do, sometimes I feel that, for me, I'm a very independent woman. And I know that what I'm doing is good and I've got the drive to keep going. But sometimes having conversations with maybe taller men, independent men as well, obviously, but I think sometimes having those conversations sometimes makes me feel a little less when I shouldn't. And it's not that it's intentional. I think the business world especially has been male dominated. And I think it's that stat that makes me feel that way, maybe. That there is that extra pressure, although I'm already feeling independent, that I need to be where they are.
Wow, and that's fascinating that you feel a little less. And is that because of what they're saying? Is it, or is it a feeling they're giving off? Are they showing you their feathers? Are they saying, look how successful I am?
That's another good question. I don't know what it is that makes me feel that way. I do think it's knowing that I am young and with the world that I'm in terms of business, and even talking with people in my personal life about what I do, it becomes a challenge to think that it's I don't know what it is that makes me feel that way, but
it just is. And that's
it just is. It's just, I think a lot of people in general that maybe go to work on a 9 to 5 and come back probably don't see that as much, but being in the business world, just knowing that stat is pressurizing because you have that extra pressure to do that bit better and prove yourself.